Good evening, everyone. This is the Cannon Cross Show. I've come to interview Ra, who's just come back from a big fight, the massive big one, Canelo versus Crawford. And there's his experiences here. And I'm just going to ask him, how was it out there for you?
Yeah, I mean, Sean, like we were just saying off camera, it's a very, very surreal experience when you go to Las Vegas, when you sort of know as a boxing fan the history, you're walking through the MGM Grand, Mandalay Bay, they're all connected. You just walk through them and you're thinking, all these massive fights have happened here. And then you're in the mix during one of the biggest fight weeks of all time. And like I said to you, you look left, you look right, and you've just got so many big names just standing around talking or having a drink or whatever it is. And it's a proper surreal experience as a boxing fan. Even as people like us who do interviews and stuff and speak to boxers and aren't really starstruck, you do get a bit starstruck because these
Mm.
people aren't people you're going to bump into on a regular walking down the street in the UK. So that whole side of it is amazing as a boxing fan. Very surreal experience, and it's a privilege to sort of be there and witness, two fighters like Canelo and Bud, who have been pound for pound greats for the last 10 years, do their thing on the biggest stage as well. So it was a privilege in a lot of ways, and just a great all around experience as a fan. Can't knock it at all.
Mm. I noticed you when you had the interview with Aisha from Green Diamond Boxing, you predicted Crawford to win. I was surprised because a lot of the people I know in the UK were saying Canelo was going to win. Yeah,
Yeah,
so yeah, well, I was surprised you said that. What made you decide to go with Crawford instead of
you know
Canelo?
what? I okay, like I sort of mentioned to you again off camera when I was talking about Spence Crawford. So Spence Crawford, obviously a different situation, same weight class. Spence had the car crash and all that stuff. But prior to the car crash, even then, when they both were at the same weight class in 2018 and Bud moved up, I said he's gonna smash him. When the time comes, he's too good. And he's got that mean streak in him, that Josh Taylor type of. When he looks at you, you can tell he wants to kill you. He's that type of guy.
Mm,
He's too competitive. And I thought Spence don't live the life. And Bud said to him, "You're getting fat and stuff." This is before the accident, so you already saw that Bud lives a life. And I thought this guy's different. Then he smashed him to pieces. Whatever happened with Spence, separate issue. He did the job on the night. I thought this guy's different gravy. Yeah, obviously. Then you've got Usyk in a
mm.
way around as well. Them three all doing around Robin and number one. They're all sort of outdoing each other every few months. But when this fight got made, my initial thing was, okay, this is a big jump. It's obviously like a turkey freak fight that he wants to see. But Bud wouldn't take that fight if he didn't think he could win. He's not an idiot. He's obviously
Mm.
seen Canelo. We've seen the last 2 or 3 years, Canelo has sort of certain level of opposition. And I'm not criticizing him saying he's fighting bombs or anything silly, but he chose not to fight Benavidez. He chose not to challenge himself against him and sort of fight the best, maybe, arguable,
Mm.
yeah?
Yeah, of
And my
course,
thing
man.
was,
That's the truth.
yeah,
There's no way of dressing that up. There's no way of dressing
exactly.
that up.
So I just don't want to insult him because obviously Canelo's a great fighter. But the reality is, I said to Aisha in that video as well, where if you've gone down to this level and you're just doing enough to beat those guys, and you're saying you're literally saying in interviews, I didn't have to use my whole toolbox to beat these guys, and you get these massive paydays. What then happens when you come up against a guy who is as competitive as Bud, who can move, who's quicker than you, and has all these qualities, and is just a mean guy who wants to make history? What's going to happen then? Can you up your level, or are your legs not the same now because you haven't had to push yourself? And I'm not saying Canelo doesn't work hard. He definitely does. He came in shape for this fight. He's come in shape for all his fights. He's a consummate professional. I don't doubt that. But there's a different type of desire that Bud has, and you can see that even when they're looking at each other at the weigh-in and little things like that. You can see something in Bud's eye, and you just knew he had his number. And that's why I was pretty. I'm not going to say I was so confident because there was still Canelo's Canelo kind of thing, but
Mm.
I was pretty confident that Bud's going to do it because he's quicker, the foot speed, the hand speed, that reach.
Mm.
He knows how to do
Mm.
these things. He's an elite level boxer,
Mm.
and I knew he'd have enough pop to keep Canelo honest. He didn't, Canelo didn't just come forward and try and attack him every time, did he? He got caught with three or four
Yeah,
punches
yeah.
every
To be
time.
fair, I could tell he was apprehensive once he had the first exchange. Yeah, he had the first year. But the thing is, I told people that with me, when people said, "Oh, what you've been talking about this Crawford for years," I remember, finding enough online, Tank Davis mocking me about, "Oh, he have was it Crawford's got a plastic shield where Spencer has a armored shield." So I
Yeah,
said,
we saw
"Made
what
the
happened
metal."
there.
So I said, "No," I said, "You obviously," I said, "How can a world class operator is totally different level in terms of boxing make them kind of myopic mistakes?" But I realized when they've got some kind of relationship, personal bias comes into it.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, you always get that. That's why you see with that thing that you're talking about, where you said, "Oh, where some people come in and they just do it for the love of the sport," and people try to little boy or belittle them and said, "Oh, what do you know? What have you done in the game?"
yeah,
If
yeah.
it doesn't, if that was the case, then their predictions would always be right.
Yeah,
So
that's not
yeah,
how it
I knew,
works.
I knew, I knew Crawford had Canelo's number. To be fair, for me, Crawford and Usyk, I told people back in 2017, these are the next ones.
Yeah,
Oh
they're the
no,
kings.
no, blown up light heavyweights. Crawford, who's he fought? He said you don't have to see who he fought. I'd watch the attributes, like you said, the hand speed, the foot speed, the punch power, the knockout
Yeah,
ratio, the intent, the ring IQ. I said he's like Mayweather, but with more punch power.
and more
Well,
aggression.
more aggression, yeah. So
Yeah,
they're like, oh, Well, more aggression when he became, Money
bigger.
Mayweather. When he was
Yeah,
Pretty Boy Floyd, he was terrific, but
yeah, he was
hands
serious, and
became
yeah,
brittle. He
yes,
he had a few broken hands, so he
he
couldn't
had to change his
train like
style.
me. He had to change his
Yeah,
style. So,
which is fine. We can
mm,
respect that as boxing fans. People like me and you who've watched this sport for however long, however far back we're going, we know what
mm,
Pretty Boy was. He was aggressive. We saw him busting people up. For banter, he was a
mm,
dangerous fighter. But as he got
mm,
older, he had to adjust. And
mm,
when people are making these comparisons now about Crawford and Mayweather, I'm not saying about who's better and who's not. I'm just saying like
mm,
he started at smaller weight. Floyd did. He's a different size to Crawford. Crawford's got longer
mm,
arms. He's taller. There's slightly different, things. You
mm.
can't really compare him. So try not to get
Yeah,
into that
that's true. It's
conversation.
true. It's true. Yeah, they're definitely the longer arms still. It's definitely the longer
Yeah.
arms. But yeah. So I was surprised when so many people picked Canelo because
Mm.
for me, I always thought yeah, Canelo's serious with the head movement, and the weaving, the bobbing, the ducking. But I said once someone gets on their bike, he's going to struggle. Even though he tries to cut off the ring, I said his foot speed it makes him lapse, especially against a top level operator. But because he beat a couple of people like Plant and that, people said, nah, Sean. See, he's still done a number on them, even though they're fast. And I said, yeah, but they don't have the firepower
Attributes.
to
Yeah, oh
keep
yeah,
him
that's what.
keep him off. I said if he had Crawford's firepower, that would have been a different fight with Plant. But I said he
Mm,
doesn't have Crawford. They just think because he's shorter and from a lighter weight that he don't have the physique or the. So no, it's not. So if that was the case, Tank Davis wouldn't be able to punch like Deontay Wilder. So
yeah, yeah.
you got to realize body weight doesn't equate to punch power. It's not as that's why I used to laugh when Tyson Fury used to say, "Oh, Josh is a jumped up bodybuilder." Said I've seen people lift up like basically cars, and then when I've gone on the punch machine with them, I said, "Wait a minute, so you're not even hitting as hard as my woman." It's shocking, yeah. So I said, yeah. So it's the I'll tell people, said
It's
if you've
different.
been in the ring, if you've never been in the ring, physique has got nothing to do with the ability to box and hand speed and things like that. It's saying you see like with Ruiz all them years ago. I told people Ruiz is a problem because I saw him fight Parker, and I thought,
Yes.
how's this Teletubby hanging with
Hand
Parker? With the
speed,
thing I
stamina.
saw from
Mm,
then, so people hadn't watched him. I said, listen, go and watch his fights. No, no,
yeah.
no. He's a even. I remember Joshua's trainer telling him about just beat him up. He's fat. I said, what's that got to do with it? Have you seen how supple he is as well? He's not rigid. He's supple
Mm,
and fluid. All right, like Canelo, his defeat foot speed's a bit slow.
yeah.
But his hand speed's rapid. So when Josh is in the exchanges in the pocket,
And you got caught. That was
Joshua
it.
Pro's one, he's hitting him with 3-4. And he's similar punch profile as well. So what do you think is gonna happen? Yeah, but a lot of people there seems to be like a some kind of mental block. Especially when I hear these former pros or current active fighters are saying things. I said, come on, you must watch the sport and know attribute for attribute and the record. So like Canelo's record, he said his knockout ratio is less than Crawford. So when people
Mm,
saying he's this terrific puncher and that he's gonna think, he said no. He said that's ridiculous.
mm.
He stopped Porter. I said, I've never seen no one drop Porter like that.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, so I said, when you're saying that, that's ridiculous. He said, what was that last fight that he had before Crawford? He said he couldn't even
Madrimov.
stop, yeah, he said he couldn't even stop him.
That's not the
I
point.
said,
It's a
yeah,
style
yeah.
thing, isn't it?
He said, when was his last clean knockout? What? Plan, and then before that, Kolarov.
Kovalev, sorry, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Kovalev. Yeah, Kolarov. So I said, look. So I said, how can you say that? He's regular points win now, and he's looking like treacle. So this is why Jake Paul thinks he can have a go.
Mm,
And he said, and plus he's deteriorated as well because he said he's not as elusive as before.
mm.
So a lot of that high guard and will
Yeah.
come forward. So that's not going to work against Crawford, especially when he starts pivoting and giving the angles and
Mm.
letting off with, like you said, with the faster hand speed in the pocket. He said he's going to be at a disadvantage unless he can kind of chin check him. And
Yeah.
he
And I
wasn't
think
able to.
one key point as well, Sean, which I don't know if either of us mentioned there, and I don't know if this would have made a difference in the fight, but it could have potentially helped him set up punches. He didn't throw any jabs.
Yeah, no. To be
He didn't
fair, have
jab
you
his way in.
noticed
Canelo
he
used to
doesn't
jab.
really do that anymore?
He
Yeah,
don't
he
do that
doesn't
anymore,
really. Yeah, he doesn't really do that anymore.
which is crazy. It's such a
Yeah.
high level fight. He didn't throw any jabs. What?
Yeah, you know who
What's
used
going
to
on
be a
there?
master doing that? Roy Jones. Roy Jones never used to really throw much jabs.
Hmm.
So his thing, but I suppose he was supremely
He's different, and
fast.
it
He was
athleticism was different.
different level. Yeah, he was like
You
a
can't
god.
compare that. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
crazy.
He was like super. I used to call him Superman. I used to call him Superman.
Literally that.
But
There you go.
yeah,
So
but
that was a bit
this,
surprising that
yeah,
in
it
a fight
was.
like this, the other guy wasn't throwing any jabs, but
Yeah,
maybe he was hesitant to throw a jab because he knows I can't get him.
yeah, yeah,
But you gotta jab your way in sometimes just to create some
yeah.
openings.
Yeah, of
He's just
course.
trying to
Yeah,
throw
of
power
course.
shots.
But I think
So
what I noticed what people frightened when they face Crawford, why they don't jab as much. Because do you see when he stopped Kell Brook?
yeah,
What
that
Kell Brook
bam.
cut him, and he
Yeah,
switched stance to southpaw, and then he came
straight
over with
away.
that kind of right
And you
jab
go straight into it.
across, and he ran
Yes.
straight into it, and he was gone. I've never seen he stumbled and fell into the
But
ropes.
did you notice
Then
that
what
he did
I
some of
could
his
tell he's worried about that.
he did that to Canelo as well? Did you see?
Yeah, I saw
Back
it,
against ropes, he caught him.
yeah. But
Canelo felt that
I
one. His
think
head was
he
gone.
wasn't
Boom.
as thing as Brook though, because Brook was like he
No,
was
no,
doing
that
the
was
Bambi
bad.
legs. He was doing the
Yeah, that
Bambi
was
legs.
bad. That was bad.
Yeah, Canelo absorbed it a lot better, but yeah, he did. I could tell he was hurt. And the other one, when was it? He caught him with an overhand, and he kind of went.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because he was riding the shot, it looked worse because of his
Mm,
reaction. But he still caught
yeah,
him clean. He caught
yeah.
him clean plenty, man. He's busting him up at points. I was
Yeah,
very, very
he did.
surprised
Yeah,
by
you
that.
saw the face, you saw the bruises and that. But I have to admit, I knew Crawford wouldn't stop him. I knew Crawford wouldn't
Yeah,
stop him. Canelo is still
he's
very
very
good.
tough.
I've only ever seen him stunned once, and that was when he was, I think,
Against Cotto's brother on the
yeah,
ropes.
that's it.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was
That's
it.
it. That's the only time I've seen him kind of skanky leg.
Even against
Apart
Triple
from
G,
that,
we
I've
didn't see
never
him
seen
hurt.
him being in
No one.
trouble apart from that.
No.
So he's serious.
Solid chin.
Solid, definitely
Granite.
solid. That's why people say, no, maybe Wolfie stopped him because he got stumbled in. I said, yeah, that was when he's a young and light and he's not
He
as
was a kid.
durable.
He was like
He's
18 or
not as battle
19.
hardened. Yeah, he's not as battle hardened now.
Yeah.
So,
He started at 147 as well. He started quite light. So
mm,
you got to give him a bit of credit.
yeah, of
You know what I
course,
mean?
yeah, definitely. But
Serious
yeah,
fight,
he's
man. You
true.
know?
Yeah, I couldn't believe, and then I was shocked because I always rated Canelo's ring IQ as well. And like you said, you'd have thought, oh, you know what, this is left hook into the body's not working. He just
Change
riding
it
it,
up.
coming down, and then he's shooting back straight away and he hit me with 3-4. But it's like his brain was scrambled.
He
And then
couldn't
he
do
kind of
it.
lost confidence as well. He lost confidence, which I was shocked. I said, he actually is kind of broken you mentally,
Yeah.
where
He
you're
looked
just
like
trying
he
to
was
survive.
frustrated in round 11 and 10. He
Yeah,
started turning away.
yeah,
What the?
yeah.
Whoa! What's
If
going
you,
on?
I thought he would have tried to throw the kitchen sink like I done a calf rock. But I
Yeah,
suppose
yeah.
he don't have the leg speed to be fair. So even if he did, he would end up chasing Crawford around the ring.
Yeah.
He could have been really hurt.
And
Yeah,
did you notice, Sean, when they got into the clinch once or twice?
yeah,
Crawford obviously comes from a wrestling background anyway, and everyone
yeah,
always says he's freakishly strong. But did you
yeah.
notice how easily he turned Canelo and threw him off?
Yeah. But you see, what I liked is, you see, in the first round, I think he done something where he pushed him and said, "Look, see, you can see Canelo's extra weight and strength there. So what are you talking about? He's let him
Mm,
do that." And then
yeah.
later in the fight, I said, "Wait a minute, he's actually turning him, and in the clinch,
Yeah.
he's
Make it look
lifting
easy.
Canelo up." I said, "Yeah."
Yeah.
I said, "Any, of course they can lift each other up. You've seen them deadlift like my
Yeah.
body weight over 100 kilograms. So
Man's
of
doing it
course
with
they can lift
jeans.
each
He's
other
doing
up if they
deadlifts with
put their
jeans
hands around the
on.
waist."
Yeah.
So I said, yeah, that's thing. But I said, Crawford also, I said, he walks around at 185. So
Exactly.
when
He's a
you
big
say
lad.
he's bigger, he's the same height but longer arms. So when you're saying all these myths that you're saying about
Mm,
he's a smaller man because he's coming up from weight, said he has to sweat down to get to that weight. It's not
yes.
like he has to eat lots and lots to really puff himself up. He
Nah.
walks around. If he don't train, he goes to them weight. Look at this. Have you seen the side of his mum? Yes,
Yeah.
I said, yeah, he's that. He said he has to train and thing to stay like that. Otherwise, he's walking around much heavier.
Yeah.
He's probably all like, even though he's only 5'8", probably walking around like super middleweight, light heavyweight,
Yeah.
without training. So
Exactly.
yeah. So, but people like, nah, well, he's come up, so he has to adapt to the power and the size. I said, oh Lord, if that was the case, then no one would ever make the jump, would they?
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen over history, not maybe as regularly. We've seen some jump up and not be able to do it more
Mm,
than not. But he's cut from that cloth where he can jump up and do
mm.
it. He's that
Yeah,
guy in
true.
it. So you got to give him credit. Him and Usyk, like you said, they're the two guys, and obviously in a way as well is in the mix. But these two are different, different gravy, man.
Mm.
Different
It's
gravy.
true, it's true. So what do you think is next for Crawford then?
My thing is, look, like I love Budman. Like I intend hopefully to be at whatever fight he has next if he fights again. I want to get through his last few fights and be there. But what's there left to do? Like, yeah, he can go down to 160 and win a world title and be a six division champion. Maybe that's the last carrot that's dangling there. 175, I think, might be too far for him
No,
personally,
I
but
don't think he should do 175 because
that's
then
silly.
he's fighting pure 6 footers then.
There
Yeah,
you go. Yeah,
yeah,
so I
yeah.
think that's a risk he doesn't need to take. He doesn't need to do that.
Saying that though, I
160,
think he can beat Benavidez though. He beat his brother, so I think he could beat Benavidez.
yeah, yeah, maybe,
Yeah, I
maybe.
think he
But
could beat Benavidez.
Benavidez obviously then has to come down from 175. He'll be half dead as well because he's now settled at 175. He's a big guy over 200 pounds most of the time, isn't he? So
Mm.
not really a fight I'm calling for, but would I watch it? Absolutely. But a bit crazy to
No,
me in
well,
my
look,
head.
Roy Jones. If he's saying he's the Crawford era, and he says he still wants to fight, he can't be doing these dud fights for just for
Yeah, no, of course.
exhibitions.
Yeah,
I said I'll be like,
nah.
listen, I'm gonna do a Roy fought Ruiz all them years ago when he was, super middleweight and he went to heavyweight
Yeah,
and he wasn't even heavyweight size. Where he wasn't even 15 stone when he went in there with Ruiz. I
Yes.
think Crawford could think, yeah, he should take that thing. He said, I beat the brother, I take the other one. Yeah, yeah. If I was him, because
Mm.
he's supremely talented.
Either that or go back down to 160 and then you've done it clear
Yeah,
like two 168.
he'd clean out once. I don't see no one really challenging him there. I don't. He
Him
wants.
and Yanni Beck would be a good fight. I think Crawford
Yeah,
will
it'd
win,
be a
but
good fight, but I
that's a
think
good fight because that kid is big. He's massive.
yeah, yeah, he's massive, but I think it'd be like similar to the Madrimov fight because I
Mm.
thought since Madrimov gave Crawford more trouble than Canelo did.
Yeah, yeah, he did
Madrimov is
definitely,
touch and
definitely.
go.
Yeah,
Madrimov
yeah,
should look for a rematch. Madrimov's got the
mm.
tools to beat Crawford
Yeah. You
if he
reckon?
throw more combinations because he was
Yeah, he
kind of
didn't throw enough.
fighting
He's
the
feinting a lot, but he didn't throw enough. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, he
that's what
didn't
lost him the
throw
fight.
enough because there's certain times I said, "Raw, Crawford's kind of taking a back step and been
Yeah, yeah.
evading." Yeah, yeah. When I ain't seen him do that for a long,
He
long
struggled
time.
to find his timing against him
Yeah,
in it
yeah,
because
yeah, yeah.
he's
Yeah,
like
it's
his
because of
foot playing for
Madrimov's
mad.
movement. That's why it's
Yeah,
Madrimov's movement unsettled him. See, remember
yeah,
Canelo, it like that with the footwork, he's straight up and down fighter. Yeah,
yes.
there's no rules, frills and spills.
That's why he didn't struggle because the footwork. Yeah, yeah. He didn't
Because he
struggle
was
because
there,
of that.
because you'd have thought said, mate, I mean, move your head a bit, Canelo, like he used to, like when he used to, when you know, like when he fought Daniel Jacobs.
Yeah, mad head
What?
movement,
Yeah, but he's
crazy.
kind of lost that elusiveness.
That's
I don't know
gone.
if it's the age because he did say his body. You see
Yeah,
afterwards, he said my body. I went to do something, and it's like I
I can't do
couldn't
it
do it
anymore.
anymore. That's mad. So
Which
why
is
would you?
fair play.
So
Fair play. He's
why?
being honest, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, he is. But remember before the fight, oh,
He thought he
you're a
could do
good
it.
fighter, but I'm a great fighter. Yeah, I have to wonder if it's like WWE now, pantomime to get the viewers in and the money, the
yeah,
wonder, Yeah, because if you
he's,
know that in the beforehand, what I think. But I suppose he's younger than Crawford, so he said maybe he's not as thing as before himself. That he's
I
the
think when you're a great fighter as well, it's part of it is denial until it happens to you. And
yeah,
now that it's happened to him in such a way, it's humbled him in his head that okay, I can't really do what I used to do. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
He's
yeah.
been fighting since he was 15 as well. I gotta give the geezer credit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not. To be fair,
Mad
Canelo,
at it.
remember, Canelo's what 2, 3 years younger than him, and he's
Yeah.
had way more fights. Was he like
70
30
fights,
more
72
fights?
fights. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's what 30 more
Crawford on
fights.
42.
So
That's
yeah,
crazy.
so his thing, yeah, he's his thing, man. And
Yeah.
like Mayweather said, you can in this sport you can get old overnight.
Literally, yeah, you only got so much in you, human beings.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, and he's been in some serious wars, especially the Triple G ones. The Triple G
Yeah.
when I thought raw, and the cover left. I said that's when I thought yeah, Canelo is the real deal. Because before then, I never thought he's the real deal until them 2 fights,
Mm.
or
I
the
think,
4 fights. Yeah,
yeah, I think we noticed, obviously, after the Bivol loss, he fought Triple G, didn't he? And that was
yeah,
September 2022.
yeah.
From that fight onwards, he's been a different Canelo. He has looked
Yeah.
slower visibly, and
Yeah,
he's not looked like
yeah.
the same
He's not as
Canelo we
elusive with
used
the
to.
movement, with the waist
Yeah.
movement. Yeah, he's not as
And the
elusive.
guys are big as he hasn't had to. He said himself, I
That's
haven't
true
had
because he
to
can
work that
kind of
hard.
walk them down. Yeah, because they think because I know what he does. He pressures them till they run out of steam, and then
Exactly.
he's counting off the guard,
He's been
which was
pressuring with his feet more, cutting the
mm,
ring off and just pressuring that way. And he knows
mm,
he's got superior defense and head movement, and he trusts
mm,
his chin. So when he has to take a shot, he's sort of just tucked up
mm.
tight
Yeah, of
and
course, he's
taking it in.
proven it against Triple G. Triple G was
There you go.
wrecking a wrecking ball, and when
Yeah.
I see Triple G load up on him full body weight, I said, "Raw." The kid, I was like, "I said, my word." It's like Superman with the chin.
Yeah, crazy man.
Yeah,
Those two in particular, those two when they fought each other, those chins are crazy, both of them.
yeah, yeah. I
Even
know,
an
I know.
old Triple G taking those big shots off Canelo
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the third fight.
I don't. Triple G's made us something different. The
Yeah,
only one I've seen like him with a chin like that, I think, when I was a little boy, Oliver McCall, when he fought Lennox Lewis, and he had a mental breakdown in the ring,
Hmm.
and Lewis was loading up, and he was turning, not even putting his hands up. He was walking away from him, going, "Ooh," crying.
Yeah,
And
yeah, I
he
remember that.
was
Yes,
taking
I've seen
shots. I
that
said,
line.
"What? That's inhuman." So I don't know what his head's made of. You see, some people are just born with that. Yeah,
Crazy.
it's shocking. Yeah, yeah, it's serious. Never seen him even stunned or stumble or anything.
Hmm.
Yeah, I said if he learned a bit more of the craft, he could have been a serious champion, Oliver McCall.
Yeah.
Now, I know people say Aguilar was thing, but then I heard in the early his career he got dropped one time. Yeah, so I said, yeah, so his thing, and then what's the one that I think they said there was a man that fought Ali, he was like a Latino man. Forget his name now. He said, yeah, he was never ever stunned.
Hmm.
And he went in there against all the greats,
You get
Shade
those
and
guys,
that.
don't you, in every generation that just have a
Bogner,
chin.
yeah, yeah, and they said, yeah, it's serious.
Even
Yeah,
someone like I know he got stopped by Itama, but Marius Wack was a guy who was taking punches
yeah,
non-stop
yeah,
his
yeah,
whole career.
yeah.
Only
Yeah,
now,
but you
lately,
see, he's took too much to where his punch resistance
now
dropped.
it's gone.
True. Yeah,
But
it's
just
true.
crazy throughout his whole career. Man was getting battered. He
Yeah,
never really, you didn't see him
yeah,
hurt.
never, never,
You know
never.
what I mean? Some people just
Yeah,
crazy like
never.
that.
Yeah. So who you fun enough? When you mentioned I told me, who do you think should fight next? I think you
Well,
should fight Dubois or what's the other one that I just the one that beat Zhang. Yeah, Cabal.
Hergovic.
Yeah.
Oh, Kabayel,
No,
sorry,
it could be,
Kabayel.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it should be one of them two. If he wants to really see if he can get ready to the next level, take on one of those two.
Yeah, for me, I think with him now, obviously, I think Frank said a few weeks ago they offered it to Hrgovic, and that was a no. Hrgovic's team said no. Obviously, he had a cut as well, so that's gonna take a while to heal. So I get that, but I still don't think he would have fought him even without the cut.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, I don't think so.
Cabal's
Yeah,
got a
he's durable
homecoming
as
fight.
well. He's
Say
durable.
again. Yeah,
He's
he's very
durable.
durable. Yeah. That'll be a good fight for Itama to get some rounds in, or potentially get some rounds in. Cabal has got a homecoming fight in Germany. I don't think that's gonna be a Itama. That's gonna be a separate thing. Because you got to bear in mind, Frank is trying to keep all of his heavyweights in line for each title as well. You don't want to just shaft them all by throwing them all against each other.
Mm,
Obviously, Wardley and Parker, they're doing that to sort of consolidate the WBA and WBO. So to get one
mm.
guy to go against Usyk next,
Yeah, I
fair
think
enough.
Parker beats Wardley though.
Yeah, I
Wardley's
think
too
so as
limited
well.
technically.
Yeah, outside the big punch, Parker should be able to see his way through that. He's got enough about him. He's got
Mm.
enough skill.
But to be
Itama,
fair, when Wardley was coming up, when he fought, what was that man that Wilder knocked out? He wanted to be the first Latin American champion. What
Eric
was his name
Molina,
again? Hmm?
Eric Molina.
Yeah, Molina, yeah. And I seen him hurt Wilder when he was younger.
Yeah, in
But yeah, when I
2016
saw
when they fought.
Wardley, he was doing that kind of Philly show, and I thought, what? He's elusive in that, and the kind of telescopic jab where he's down at his hip, shooting from the hip. But he's not really moved on with his defensive skills since then.
Yeah,
He's,
he's
he's
just all
become
power
more of
now.
a
Innit?
like a I see it, I throw it. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I said, yeah, but I thought out of all the heavyweights at the time before I saw Tom, I said, you know what, he could actually maybe win one of the belts if he polishes up his defense. But
You
he's
know
not,
what?
he's like he's totally neglected it now.
Yeah, he's getting hit 24/7 non-stop. He's
Yeah,
getting
he
big
was,
shots.
but before that, well, he used to be quite elusive, and I thought,
Mm.
right, this fella's good. And then someone said, Sean, nah, he's just pirating, he's watching people. He's actually was a white collar boxer. I said, what? He's a white collar boxer?
Yeah.
I never even knew that at the time. I said, my word. He said he's
Yeah, he's
done
done
well
very
though.
well considering.
Yeah, well, when you got an equalizer like that, remember
That's a
when
God-given,
go to
God-given talent
yeah, yeah, it's God given talent. Yeah,
with
definitely.
that punch. Yeah.
You can always in a chance when you can punch like that because
Let's say hypothetically, Itauma does get himself in line to fight for a title, and Usyk is still champion. How do you see that potential fight going?
yeah. To be fair, I think Tom I might stop him.
Really?
Yeah. Because
Every man has their time in
I
it.
think. Have you noticed you see when they said mentioned that he's not saying no, he's not saying he'll take him on. I don't think he take him on because of the profile. Because remember, he's got faster hands than Dubois and better
Mm.
footwork. Yeah, and he's got better
And the youth?
fundamentals. I remember Usyk is to be fair, he's had quite a few injuries in the last few years,
Yeah.
so I don't think he'll be thing. I think he could stop him still. I think he could stop him because look, remember Fury hurt Usyk in the first fight. And in the was it the second or the first? Joshua, I saw one of the fights. Joshua hurt.
Body shot.
Yeah, he hurt Usyk, and then he was stumbling. I don't know why Joshua never went in for the kill. He was
Mm.
just
He
kind of
tried, but he just didn't get him out. He was knackered after that.
yeah. He was thing. Yeah, so he's vulnerable. As much as they say, oh yeah, he's pervious. He's vulnerable. He's vulnerable. And then obviously, even though they said the boy one, the first one was a illegal blow.
Yeah.
Again, he's hurt. He just have to think. I'm telling you, yeah, he's thing. No fight is impregnable.
No, of course, every man can be beat.
I remember
The
he will be
combination
getting
of
older. Remember that
yeah,
man's nearly 40, he'll be getting on. It's not like it's the lightweights where they don't really put on weights and when they're not injured, they can kind of, as long as they keep themselves fit and look after themselves, they will do well. But in the heavyweight division now, it's with extra weight and the injuries and hitting the ground and that when they've been knocked down, it seems to age them really badly. So yeah, I think if that happens anytime within the next 3 years, I think Otama could stop him.
yeah. It just depends how long Usyk hangs around in it as well.
Because look, he's injured again, isn't he?
Yeah, back injury. I
Yeah.
do find it interesting though, because I feel like Usyk is one of those guys who, all right, cool. He beat Fury, he beat Joshua, he beat Dubois, who was sort of caught in the middle of that generation because he
Uh,
came in 2017, 18, so he wasn't really a part of the Joshua
yeah, he won.
Fury
He won. He won.
Wilder.
He's nearly 8 years. He's 8 years younger than Joshua.
Exactly, he's in the next generation that
Mm,
Itama's a part of. He's
mm.
sort of caught in the middle, so he's
Yeah,
beat
because
one of
he's
the
still in
guys
his
from that.
twenties. He's still in his twenties. So
Yeah, he's 28, just turned 28. So he just beat one of the guys who's from
mm,
the next era. Will he
mm,
now challenge himself, Usyk, to take out the guy that they're saying is going to be the king for the next 10 years? Because that adds to
mm.
his legend even more if he does that. Like a bit like
Yeah,
Mayweather
right,
and
yeah,
Canelo.
it would to me as well. But some people say, "Oh, he was too young," like what they done with Canelo and Mayweather. Oh, he was young. He's not got him in his prime. He was still coming up. He's still learning the trade and all that. You know,
That
how
will
they
always
say that.
happen. Yeah,
Yeah,
that will
they
always
always,
happen.
you know
But
how
imagine
people
if
are
you beat
fickle.
him.
Yeah, you
Crazy.
know how people are fickle. You see, if Tyson all them years ago didn't, when he first won it at 20, people said if he had lost that, what was it again? He was fighting. I forget his name now.
I
The
can't remember as
Jamaican
well.
fella from my background. But yeah, when he won that, if he had lost that. they would have said, "Oh, he's a young pup. He can come again."
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
only because he won that and then he cleared out the division for the next 4 or 5 years is that they said, "Yeah, he's the truth." Some people peak at younger, some people
Different
peak
ages. Yeah,
older.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. It's like when they said Tyson was finished when Lewis beat him. I said Lewis is actually older than Tyson. So that's
yeah.
what we're talking about. Lewis
Different
was
peaks.
in
Yeah.
his prime
It's
either.
like
So yeah,
it's like
come on, you
someone
can't
like
say that.
it's like Amir Khan, for example. He
Yeah,
peaked very young.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
After
so
the Maidana fight, Lamont Peterson and Danny Garcia, and after that, he never was never the same.
it's never the same. That's right.
In
So
about
when
5 years
people
at his
say
peak,
that,
and that was it.
exactly, exactly.
From
So,
18 to 23, I think. That's it.
and look, and you know that, and there's seasoned pros that are saying this gobbledygook. Like it's like I saw that was it McKenzie? Is it Jim McKenzie?
Yes.
Yeah, he was talking some unbelievable rubbish the other day. Said, how are you a pundit and you're a world champion? So you're just doing it to get clicks and views, rage bait.
What do you say?
He's saying about you can't see Dubois being a champion again. He said Joshua is done. I said Joshua never, even though Dubois rocked him, Joshua never nearly turned that fight.
Hmm.
The only reason why he lost that one is when he'd stunned Dubois and he stumbled back to the ropes.
You rushed
He
him.
found the uppercut from too far away. The distance of it, obviously, uppercut from that distance overhand right. What's going to connect first?
The straight punch.
Yeah, and he'd already been hurt. He'd already been hurt, dropped
Yeah,
about
he
before
was
that.
already
Yeah, so he
rolling the
was
dice.
rolling dice to try and turn the fight because he said, "Bro, I'm in trouble here." Yeah, so I said, of course that's thing. So I said, if he boxed the way he did even against Ngannou, he said he beat the boy.
Hmm.
If he gets over the way he lost, he's got the tools to beat the boy
Hmm.
easily. Yeah, so it's thing. So yeah, but some of these men like this, like they jump on the band when they get into the journalist world and they got to make headlines. But I said, come
Yeah,
on, you've
yeah.
been in the game, you must know that.
Hmm.
Yeah, so if Joshua boxes properly and doesn't make the fundamental errors that are shot by with his distances and his guards,
Dropping his hand and
yeah,
getting
yeah,
caught.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly. He said he would have thing, and he wasn't really. He said, I don't know why, because against Agani he looked supreme. He's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I think he's worried about being embarrassed.
Yes.
But
And he
something
knew
when
that
he
what
did the
Fury
boy, I don't
did.
know what happened. Hmm?
Yeah, he had to make sure clean up the mess that Fury made.
Yeah.
And he's
Yes,
a
I
puncher, and
know, I
Fury's
know.
not a
Oh
puncher.
Lord, it's true.
Joshua's
Cheap.
a big puncher. He knew he can take him out.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if you remember in that fight before the main event, they showed the changing rooms. They showed
Mm.
Joshua measuring and then
Yeah, yeah,
bam,
with Ben
straight
Davison. Yeah, he
bam.
was training him. Yeah,
Yeah,
they would done their homework on him.
that's
So
it. Then
you
you see,
saw
you know,
him
coming in a
against
straight
Fury, what he
line,
was doing.
crack.
Yeah, cool.
That's it.
And
Crack
he
him straight
made
down the
sure
pipe
exactly, exactly.
because he came in with wild shots as well. And Ngannou, like he was
Mhm,
against
mhm,
Fury,
mhm.
he was jabbing, but his main shots were like hook, hook,
Mm,
hook.
yeah,
So
that's
they
it.
knew
That's it.
just keep him
Especially the
measuring him
left
and
one.
bam.
Yeah,
That's it. Let it
especially
go.
the left one. Yeah,
Don't be
yeah,
scared to
yeah,
let it go. Just let it go
yeah,
and drop
yeah,
him every
yeah,
time.
yeah,
The three
yeah,
times it landed, it was gone.
yeah. He was
It was done.
sleeping. Yeah, I know.
Josh was a serious puncher. Just the
Yeah, yeah,
Dubois
of
fight,
course
he
he
just
is. Yeah,
wrong game plan,
exactly.
and
That's
he got
why.
caught very early.
Yeah, go court with it.
What
Exactly.
I will say, like you said about Duke McKenzie mentioning about Dubois and him, it's not for me to question, anyone's heart because I'm not a fighter. If someone slaps me, I'll probably get knocked out. That's a
Yeah,
separate issue, yeah.
yeah.
But Joshua showed the heart of a lion in that fight.
He did.
He could
He
have very
did.
easily bottled it after the first knockdown and
Yeah,
just stayed on the floor, acted like he
yeah.
was. You can do that as a fighter, yeah.
Of
He
course.
got there was some illegal punches he took on the ropes when
Yeah,
the
did.
referee
Yeah,
should have
did.
called it a
Oh, with the
knockdown.
back of the head. Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, he took some
Mm,
illegal punches.
mm,
His legs never really recovered, but he
mm.
never gave up, did he? Daniel
Nah.
Dubois, no disrespect to him, we've seen him quit on multiple occasions, or
Mm,
arguably quit, yeah,
mm,
or not want anymore.
mm.
Who hits harder, Joshua or Usyk, pound for pound? We say Joshua, right?
Yeah, Joshua, yeah, definitely.
I'm not saying that obviously Joshua's a better fighter than Usyk. I'm just saying, so had Joshua got him hurt the way Usyk did in that second fight, how do we know Dubois wouldn't have quit? Do you know what I mean?
Mm, mm,
If it's not going his way, he sort of mentally, capitulates a bit.
It's true. I think
So
because he knocked down Joshua already,
he was
that's why he
confident.
was prepared to still trade when he got
That
hurt.
bully mentality in it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That bully
flat trap
mentality.
bully. Yeah, that's why I used to think of
Yeah, yeah.
Tyson, the flat trap bullying. As soon as someone
Mm,
can stand up to you and got similar physical attributes with a punch pound hand
yeah,
speed, that's when you find out what
yeah,
people are
yeah.
really made of. It's like when I said tell people when Fury used to fight people, I said, look, remember a lot of the time they're shorter than him, so he can hide behind the jab, that flicker jab, hide behind it. Same when Joshua was blasting up, people said, yeah, because he's using his height and his distance well. So make any day get someone similar size to him that can throw punches as well. That's when you find out what he's really made of.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's thing, but he could have turned that fight because Dubois was real hurt. He's really hurt.
Yeah, yeah.
So
His legs went, yeah.
yeah, yeah. So that's why I surprised Joshua. He said, you know, I'm gonna go back in there and like Lewis used to. I said, yeah, I'm gonna deal with him because I'm the pedigree fighter here with the better
Yeah.
fundamentals. Yeah, so his thing, I just made a couple of errors, and obviously I have to admit his punch resistance is not the same. Because
No,
when
no.
Klitschko hit him all them years ago, I thought, my word, he got up and he,
He got up.
he was up and down, ducking,
Yeah, he was making him miss a left hook
recuperated. Then he got
repeatedly.
the
Yeah,
second
yeah.
wind. But I
And he
suppose
came back.
Klitschko was older though. Klitschko was
Yeah.
older, the Brazilian.
Joshua was 27 as well. He was a kid. Yeah.
So yeah, that's the thing. So I said, yeah, if you recover from that, of course you must win. But I reckon, yeah, the punch resistance is gone a bit.
Yeah.
But I even see you used to hurt him as well when he had to be feeling that last one when
Yeah,
he
yeah,
was hurt.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
But I
12th
said, look,
round.
the
Yeah, yeah.
evasiveness was good there when he was feeling
Yeah, yeah.
the movement was thing.
He gets a lot of hate, man. People don't give him credit. He's actually got more skill than people realize.
Yeah, of course, you know why the
They just hate
people
on him,
always
bro.
hype. They always hype up people say that it's like when they used to say Wilder was no good, that he's just a swinger and
Yeah,
he's
but he's
wild.
an Olympic bronze medalist, bro. He's not a joke.
Oh, no. He said he's got a good jab. I said his left hook is better than what people could give him credit for.
Yeah,
I said also that pendulum step he does when you think you're out of range and then he explodes on you.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
said I remember Andre Ward done a timing of it. You know when he beat was it Brazil, Dominic Brazil, the same
Yeah,
one that
yeah.
Joshua beat,
When he
but
stepped in, yeah, 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 boom.
yeah, and Brazil, but the Wilder wrecked him much more
One round.
than Joshua did. And they said that he showed a thing like a simulation, and he showed the man was like over 2 meters away from him.
He managed to get forward
Yeah,
over him.
and he said the way he covered the distance, said this is what would have been if he was in the ring with him. It was serious, mate. It was like a lightning. So I said, this is how he think. That's
Yeah,
how he
yeah.
seized upon it. So I said that pendulum step was rapid.
And I think
And
you
once you
mentioned about
see
his
that,
jab. You
yeah,
mentioned about
yeah,
his jab.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
know stats are misleading, but in CompuBox stats, he had like one of the best jabs in boxing, top five
Yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
years.
Yeah, of
In terms
course.
of jab landing ratio,
Yeah,
that's mad.
yeah, yeah. I know
Even
what
though
happened
for him,
because
the jab
they
was just a
said,
measuring stick,
yeah, of
but
course.
still, he landed it.
But I think the reason
Crazy.
why people used to criticize about that because the variation weren't there. You see it, like the up jab,
Yeah,
the
yeah. It
jab
was
from the
always,
head.
it
You
was
see,
just out there.
it was the standard one all the time. So they
Just
said it's
throwing
easy
you.
to read. Anyone that's half decent would read it and start
Yeah,
counting. But I said they're not a heavyweight. A lot of them don't have that technical ability a heavyweight to think. So you say
yeah.
all that, but he said because of his height,
You can
he
get away
can
with it.
do the same thing again and catch you. I said, like you said, if it blinds you for a split second,
Then
he can
bam,
just
right
let it
hand.
go.
Gone.
Let go of the power
That's what
punch.
happened to Luis Ortiz, in it, in the second fight. He
Yeah.
was winning the fight. Yeah, you measured him and just bam.
Yeah, but you see, Ortiz, I was shocked, but that's why I wondered if he was the age catcher because said he's dangerous. Surely you wouldn't walk into range like that.
Yeah,
He said you're overconfident. Your hands are down against a puncher.
yeah,
You
can't do
obviously got
that.
too relaxed. Yeah, so that's dangerous. I don't know why. It was someone like, well, I'd never do that even to the last second. He said you can't let the thing go to your head. Jesus.
That's
But,
crazy.
yeah, so it's thing. Yeah, that's the thing. Ortiz was a good technical heavyweight.
Mm.
But then obviously he was up in age, so but yeah, with that Wilder fight, he walked into range and with his hands down, you asked for
He was doing
trouble.
well as well. He was winning every
That's a
round.
basic error.
Yes.
I know there's
He
a
switched off.
club boxer.
Yeah, he switched
That's a
off.
basic error. And you're a world class operator in a thing that could give you
Yeah.
brain damage and you should always be alert. The alertness weren't there.
He should have gone the other way. He came the wrong
Mm,
way. Crazy.
Yeah,
Crazy.
but yeah, it is exciting. But that
Mm.
Moses Atama, but before that, before the Dillian White, I thought maybe he could be the next big thing. But after the way he dealt with Dillian, even though I
You
do
know
think
that
he was injured, I do think he was injured in that. But yeah, so as you're saying, the next steps for Crawford now, I I think he should the 160 is too easy for him.
yeah, like you said, 175 the place for him to really see challenge. Benavidez, Bivol, these type of guys, but they are like also mentioned, they're the big boys who are boiling themselves down. 75. Can he can his physicality and his skill level do anything with those guys? I'm sure his skills path he'll be on par with people skill wise, or maybe even better. But there are certain sort of things you can't really account for. I wouldn't want to see him at 175. I just feel like it's a risk too much for him to take. I want to see him retire on top, undefeated, 160, get your six weight divisions, and job done. Do you know what I mean? But there's no big fights here. That's the other issue.
You think he'll try and he could always do the one undisputed at 160?
He could do because right now I think Janibek's got two,
Yeah,
Adames has got WBC, and then
yeah.
Lara's got the one WBA. So it's doable.
But it might take him to his 40s because he's not going to fight them. Maybe maximum two in a year. So that could
Yeah.
take him a while to get them all lined up.
Thing is though, Sean, if next year he starts it off early, like Feb time,
Yeah.
on like the last card for the Riyadh season, because that'll end around February. If he fights Erislandy Lara, wins WBA middleweight, and then Janibek and Adames apparently going to be fighting soon, he'll have three belts. All he's got to do is
So
fight
yeah,
Lara,
so
beat
it's
him, and
going
then
to be
fight
two
Yannick.
fights then. Yeah,
Then it's possible next year.
yeah. Good
Four
boy. Well,
four weight
that'd be
divisions
terrific.
undisputed. If he does that, for fuck's sake, this
He,
geezer's too good.
he put himself way, way, way up there. But you know what they would say? Oh, the fighters are not the same as the Four
Yeah.
Kings era. Oh, this is his thing. They're transitional champions. They're not that serious. You know that what they say.
Yeah, they can hate on him all they want, but we know what happened with Crawford. He got frozen out in a lot of ways. You know what I mean? He got stuck.
Yeah, I think that was the network issues, though, weren't it?
Top rank
Yeah.
and yeah, not working with
Mm,
PBC on the network. So he
yeah.
was a victim of that. But he was also because they knew he was too good. They did
Yeah,
not want to fight
yeah, I
him.
know. There were people ducking him for years, for
The
years.
only guy that ran towards him was Spence. I give him credit
Mm,
for that. He ran
mm.
towards the
Yeah,
smoke.
after he taunted him, before that he was saying, no, 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 who is he?
Yeah,
He don't
he
make
was
no sense.
saying get the belts and then I'll
Yeah,
fight him for undisputed.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, see all that. But I knew Crawford would dub him up just from
Yeah,
the wrestling background, and I know secure Crawford is more durable. Remember, Spence was overwhelming people with the punch volume.
volume.
The outclasses. The best fight I saw him have. What was that little? Was it that little Mexican that he beat?
Mikey Garcia.
Mikey Gus said he couldn't knock him
That
out.
was a
Said,
very good
he's not
boxing
that
performance.
heavy-handed. He's not in that heavy-handed. And said also, they said that I said, well, he's got more. He's more than just a pressure fighter that just throws his
He can
hands.
box, yeah,
He showed good boxing IQ and good defense there in that fight.
yeah.
But yeah,
But I
but
think,
he couldn't stop
like you
him.
said about Crawford and him, yeah. Crawford came out in Southpaw. As soon as he came out in Southpaw, I knew it was done because that's when he tries to fuck people up. And he just
Mm,
jab, jab, jab all night, bust him up with his right hand jab, and then just
mm,
messed him up, and that was it. It was done.
mm.
And then when he came out as a Southpaw against Canelo, I knew. I'm not saying I knew he was gonna bust him up. I mean, I knew he was gonna be
In
serious. He's
terms,
on
in
point. He
terms.
ain't messing about. He doesn't need to switch it like with Brook. He tried to feel him out a bit as an orthodox, and then
Mm.
as soon as he switched, it was done.
Yeah,
If he comes
yeah.
out as a Southpaw,
Yeah,
you just
because
know it's done there
Brook
and then.
hurt him and he was shocked. He said, right,
Yes.
he was catching me too much with the jabs.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and
As soon as he switched it up, it was done.
Brook was giving the most trouble that I've seen for years.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, he was serious. And he could, to be fair, he told him, you're a good fighter. He said that's the most I've been touched up in a while. And
mm.
he gave him the respect due, to be
Yeah.
fair.
Fair play. Brook did well in that fight,
But
all things
I do
considered.
think the referee stopped that one a bit too early, though, because he said he wasn't like he was totally gone.
He would
He
have got knocked out if that went on though, badly.
Yeah, yeah.
The next few
He
shots would have got him
yeah, I
because he
think
was
would have
gone.
been
He's
knocked
a bit
out.
all over
But
the place.
I think he could have gone on longer because I always think when you're elite level for boxer and that it wasn't like he was unable to defend himself, where like he just there being
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a mannequin like Skittles. He wasn't like that. It's like the Golovkin one should have been stopped thing because you could see there was something wrong.
The eye socket was gone. There's a big problem. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. I remember Golovkin's a man that puts people renders them unconscious, but
yeah. Dominic Ingle did the right thing stopping that.
yeah,
Yeah,
Brook was still on his feet. Yeah, but he wasn't like that, like the thing, because he was taking a lot of punishment. Plus, he had a broken eye socket, so his thing.
yeah.
I
Abs were
actually went
pain.
to the when Spence beat him in Sheffield
Oh, Sheffield. Yeah,
one
sick.
of the years ago. Yeah, yeah. It was just before I had surgery, so my brother said as a treat he's gonna take me up before I have the surgery.
That
Yeah,
was George Groves on that card as well, isn't it? World
yeah,
champion.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that
It
good fight
was
as
thing.
well.
It was
Chewed enough.
serious. But I couldn't believe it because I thought Brook would beat him because I said, who is this Spence? I hear people talk about it, but I don't see him. He's just a little diddy man, but. He went in there. Brook looked terrific for the first 6, 7 rounds,
Then the
but
gas tank went in it.
I said I can tell the body work is slowing him down. Soon as he slowed down, it was one-way
That was
traffic.
it. Yeah,
One-way traffic, and then he got his other eye socket broken.
yeah.
So I
It's
said,
unfortunate, man.
Spence must be he must hit hard, but after that, I said nah, he's a volume puncher. He break you
Yeah.
down so much, he's always hitting you. So eventually, it's a cumulative effect.
Yes, he's not an out and out power
Boxing is
puncher.
more dangerous because
Yeah.
you're taking more damage and more punishment. Mm, yeah, definitely.
Like you said,
So
he's not an out and out power puncher, Spence. He's still fairly heavy
he's
handed, but
still
it's more
fairly
volume, like you said.
heavy-handed. Yeah, of course. He can't be little diddy-handed, but he's when they were saying like he's too strong for Crawford, I said, no, he ain't. Have you seen the man wrestle? You see what he deadlifts? And his knockout ratio is superior. Yeah, no. I said,
Punch for punch, no chance. Yeah.
you're bleeding too much of, the paparazzi and the fighters that have favor Spence because of where he's from and how they get along with him. Mm. So what's your next thing then? What's your next plan? What's it? Well, you going to November the next fight.
I doubt it. I'll be honest, I spent too much money, man. Vegas killed me, so I'm gonna have to tame myself a bit. But I think I'm gonna go to try and go to Parker Wardley. That's at the O2,
What's that? That's in November, isn't it?
October 25th next month.
October 25th.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna try and go to Eubank Ben. I'm not overly bothered. If I get it, I'll go. But I'm not overly bothered. Happy to watch it at home as well.
Yeah,
That's
you bet
November
Ben's over
15th.
here though, isn't it? You
Yeah,
bet Ben's over here. So, what's it going to be at O2 or Wembley?
it's at Tottenham. again?
Tottenham, the new White Hart Lane Stadium.
Yeah, yeah.
I've
That's
never
what the
been
first fight
since
was.
they
So give me a
rebuilt it. I've
second.
never been there since they rebuilt
Yeah.
the stadium. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
I've not been there either, so I'm gonna try and go for that. Let's see if I get approved. If I
Yeah, to
don't,
be
I'll watch
fair,
it at
the
home.
tickets won't be because there's no world titles on the line. It's more of the legacy between the dads. Yeah, I think that's a lot more doable that one. But
Yeah.
the park in Wardley, where's that going to be?
Oh, hello. Sorry, my cat's coming. Parker Ward is at the O2.
Okay,
No,
okay,
stay there.
okay.
My
Well,
yeah.
you
So
got
Parker
travel.
Wardley. That'd be a good fight. I'm try and go to that, and then Eubank Ben. If I get approved, I'll go. And then what have you got? We haven't got anything else really here in UK and in big happening.
No, no, not in the UK.
It'll be next year now.
No, I think Parker will outclass Wardley. He might even
I
stop
believe
him
so.
because
Mm,
he's quite heavy-handed, and
yeah,
he's not going to have his own way like he did with that fella that he last fought. He wasn't heavy-handed.
yeah.
So
Hooney
even though he was always in the fight, Parker can punch as well as, and he's got slick, fast hand speed.
and Parker's put
And
on a
he's
lot of muscle now.
durable.
He's big.
Yeah, and he's durable. He's durable. He's
He's big
durable
now.
as well.
Yeah,
Because after me, when Joe Joyce stopped him a couple of years ago, I thought, yeah, he's never
he's
gonna
done.
get to that level there. But
But
the
yeah,
way he's
he's
gone
come
together,
back very well.
got back together, and then the Wilder fight, I put Wilder to like he would outbox in the first few rounds, but then Wilder catch up with him. But
Yeah,
he done very well against him. And then Zhang, I thought Zhang would thing, and then he got off the deck twice.
twice.
He
Yeah, showed a lot
outpointed
of
him.
heart. Outboxed him.
Yeah, outpointed
He's
him.
done very
So
well.
I noticed he's a lot fit as well. His engine seems to be better. He doesn't tire like he used to as much.
No, yeah. Even though he's bigger, but yeah, he's doing well.
Now, to be fair, I think he's a trainer because remember, a lot of all them years he was in New Zealand and he's fighting, even though he's a world champion, he wasn't fighting in none of the elites.
No, no.
He's
He
fighting a
fought
lot of
nobody's. Yeah,
local fighters, and
he fought Hughie Fury as a world title defense, and
but he's gone on, and then since he's gone into like Fury's camp and that with the training and that, he's made big
he's
improvements.
leveled up. Yeah, Andy Lee and that. Yeah.
All right, we'll keep in touch and let me know what we're gonna do to catch up with the next big fight.
Yeah, definitely, man.
What's the
I
thing?
enjoyed
Maybe
this
I'll go to
conversation. Definitely.
yeah. Maybe I'll go to that Eubank and Ben one actually since he's
Yeah, why
local.
not, man? Put an application in when they release the media list. Why not? Try it, bro,
Yeah,
and
I'll
give
give
it
it
a
a
go.
go.
And
Yeah.
you haven't been to that stadium either, so it'd be a nice way for you to kick
Yeah,
it
no,
off.
I haven't. The only time I've been is since they built is I've watched them at Stamford Bridge for my team, Chelsea, but I've never been.
Okay,
I've never been. I've been in past there, but I've never been inside or anything.
nah, fair
Yeah,
play.
so definitely.
Yeah,
All right,
cool.
but
Thank you, Sean, for having me on, man. I really
yeah,
appreciate
that's
it.
right. Yeah,
Hopefully,
yeah, definitely. And
whatever
hopefully
you
do it again
are you
soon.
gonna upload a clip to Instagram?
Yeah. Of course, yeah, I'll
Or
upload
just tag me as a collaborator and I'll share it and
on
everything.
YouTube.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, of course. I'll share it on
Wicked.
Instagram and YouTube as well. You
Yeah,
right?
wicked. Just send me the link and I'll share it as well. No
Yeah.
problem.
All right. Well, you
Wicked,
got
bro.
my
Thank you.
number
Yeah,
now,
I'll
so
message you on
keep
WhatsApp as
in
well.
touch. Yeah.
Definitely. Thank you,
All right,
bro.
then take it
Appreciate it.
easy.
Nice one. Take
Have
care.
a good evening. All right.
Thank you, bro.